We're here today in Rio de Janeiro for the sole South American race on the calendar. It's a famous circuit, usually more suited to the season bookend, but we find ourselves here in mid-season and ready to race. The first complex of turns is famously named after Ayrton Senna, before we take a left-hander and end up at Sector 2, a challenging series of outside to inside turns that often results in close wheel-to-wheel racing. Finally, we have a series of left-hander kinks, tightening the car into the start-finish straight and giving them a chance to battle on the rundown to T1. Here we are then, in the place they call the marvelous city, Rio de Janeiro. It is nighttime. We have a night race. It's always exciting to have. We also have some different tyre choices than normal. We do have the Ultra Softs available. That is the softest compound. The hardest is the soft compound. I know that's a little confusing, but we'll get around it. Our qualifying session, everyone here out on the Ultra Softs, apart from now the people going out in intermediates, because the rain has started. Hate Singh goes first briefly, but now the intermediate tyres are looking quicker, but the water's coming off the track again. People are going to make it out, see if they can make it round in time from the Ultra Soft. Labriola goes first, and Ericsson Lucas, for a second it looked like Labriola was going to take pole, but she's overtaken by 9 people there, with Havana Ericsson the fastest of them. Havana Ericsson by 2/10 ahead of Zach Lucas. Himself less than a tenth ahead of Chelsea Lucchesi. Marty Pessinen in 4th. Hate Singh in 5th. Good results for Maple Street Motorsports there. And indeed McLaren. Sofia Ramirez takes 6th. Zacharias de Toro qualifying 7th. He's having an interesting season actually, de Toro. Nusrat Nasser in 8th. Ina Tarasova 9th. Were there any big losers for this? Lucas Schweitzer, who won the last race out of course in Phoenix, down in 20th, will not be happy. Marcos Araujo Azevedo, in front of his home crowd, also won't be pleased with 17th. It's worth remembering. And we're going to have some genuine rain here as well to start the race. Well, we'll see how this affects a run down to the Senna S of T1. We will watch Havana Ericsson off the line. And she makes a good getaway. Zach Lucas goes as well. Payson makes a fantastic start. Marty Payson, he's managed to take 2 of them. He's managed to get all 3 of them. What a great start. Hate Singh has a good one as well. Down in 3rd place, now moving up into 2nd. Zach Lucas down into 4th. Chelsea JC 5th. Zacharias de Toro in 6th. Who's that though? Is that Hate Singh trying it? He is. There's been collisions further back. Freya Larson and Sofia Ramirez both will have to stop with damage to their cars. Hate Singh in 2nd, battling with Matti Pessinen. He's managed to get past him, and he's gone straight on. Oh no, he's managed to recover it. There were lockups. There were big lockups, but he managed to wrestle the car back on as the rain continues to fall. But he does have damage, and he's under investigation. He's having to stop. The damage was too great. Havana Ericsson retakes the lead. Matti Pessinen down in 2nd. Zach Lucas battling with Hate Singh's teammate. There's multiple spin-outs back here. Multiple people have gone off. Let's have a look at these battles back further down the field, in fact. There's many investigations. The steward's busy. Schweitzer's gone straight on, following Paysonen, who also went straight on. 16 Almas is up to 4th. Zach Lucas 2nd. Chelsea Lucchesi 3rd. Cecilia Labriola up to 5th. Another great result. Another great start to the race for her in the rain, as her teammate Britta Pallison makes her way past Naomi Klein in 7th. And squeezes her out to complete the pass. Excellent news for Brixton Islanders. Aaron Barnes under investigation, but currently in 8th and trying to set up Naomi Klein for a move into 7th down the center S. Oh no, is that Pallison who went straight on? I think it was. Veronique Morel's been given a drive-through. Arejo Azevedo has been given a drive-through. Marcos Arejo Azevedo in front of his home crowd, where he's wilted before. There's multiple people off there as well. Naomi Klein, and I think that was Aaron Barnes. Both went straight on. It's interesting seeing cars follow each other's braking lines in this rainfall. These intermediate tyres struggling to keep up a little bit, I think. And there's moves through from Arejo Azevedo, though. Look at that. Great move into 5th. It won't help him much. He'll have to be doing the drive-through any minute now. Morel has spun out again. It's awful Awful race for her so far. Zach Lucas has spun out further up the field. He's up in, well, he's up in second. Ericsson's just overtaken him for first as a result of his spin. Labriola is in third. Chelsea Lachesi down in fourth. Nusrat Nasser fifth and being chased by Matti Pearson. Labriola spun out. Oh no! It was going so well for her, but she spun. This rain is just heavy enough to make these intermediates a little bit tricky, really, to deal with. It's not quite heavy enough to go to full wets, but it's not dry enough that you'd want to stay on intermediates. Sofia Ramirez has spun out again. Not a good result for her so far. The McLaren team, though, banking on Havana Eriksson, who is forging off into the distance. They'll have to hope and pray that she doesn't get any issues with her car, like she's been battling with the past few weeks. Oh my god, they're 3 wide! Oh, and Nasser went straight on. He lost out. He lost out in a little clash of 3 cars there. Lucchesi and Paisnen also involved. None of them touched, amazingly. Havana Eriksson's locked up further ahead. Zach Lucas will be happy. Race sprinklers are active. Arejo Azevedo has spun out. He's got such a history of just underperforming, wilting in front of his home fans, and it looks like it's continuing today. Eriksson from Lucas from Paisnen, who will be very happy to see these race sprinklers maintain a little bit of extra spice to proceedings, a little bit of rain. Aaron Barnes, meanwhile, pitting, perhaps to make up his drive-through. Looks like it. Aiden Lang has actually made his way up from the bottom half of the grid. Creditable performance from him, keeping his nose clean and driving his 2-stroke 2 Furious car up into the top 5. Actually, credit goes to Zacarias de Toro as well. Usually such a an aggressive and flighty, swashbuckling driver, they call him. But he's in 6th and quite happy. 16 Alma's having a made move on her by Ina Tarasova there. And Lukas Schweitzer says, I see that gap, thank you very much, I'll take it. Alma's down to 9th. She's currently, as it stands, 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, so she'll be not particularly happy about that. Lukas Schweitzer, in fact, on the verge of taking Tarasova as well. Multiple cars here going through the turn. They all keep themselves out of trouble. Schweitzer still battling with Tarasova. He's going to go for the inside here. Oh, they're very close. He's going to make it stick, I think. Great work. Excellent, excellent driving from Lukas Schweitzer. Just behind Zacarias de Toro. Zach Lucas now nearly 6 seconds behind Havana Eriksson. He'll want to be maybe preserving tyres. I wouldn't be surprised. See if he can just keep them warm enough to perform, but make sure that he isn't burning through them. See whether he can leapfrog her under the pit stops. Chelsea Lachesi driving well as well. His teammate Hate Singh making his way up actually into 8th place now, just taken Ina Tarasova. Considering he's stopped once already, and he is notably not a fan of these conditions. Good driving from the Chinese racer. Let's see whether he can make a move on Lukas Schweitzer, who looks like he's stopping. I would imagine alongside Totoro. Yeah, looks like 2 of them aren't too interested in their the state of their tyres right now. Look like they're going to be diving in along with Aiden Lang. Let's see what happens in this round of pit stops. They've gone in slightly early. I wonder whether they'll... Yeah, they're trying to go back out again on those intermediates and see whether they can get some usage out of it before the track fully dries up on these fresh intermediates, after which they can swap to a drier tyre. He comes out, Lukas Schweitzer, behind Aaron Barnes, and will be racing him through the first... Yeah, and he's got straight past him. Look at the extra grip those tyres afford in these rainy conditions. Havana Eriksson, meanwhile, coming in, along with Zach Lucas. Matti Pesonen staying out. Reckons he can get some value on these tyres for an extra lap at least. Havana Eriksson with a very smart pit stop, nice and quick. Zach Lucas as well. Hate Singh, meanwhile, made his way through between that. And, Eriksson makes it out just in front of Cecilia Labriola, rather. So I would imagine Paisnen will be stopping this lap Hate Sing might try and drag it on for a little bit longer. Those tyres are looking in reasonable condition. Oh, Payson's locked up. The edge of those tyres showing a little bit. Maybe he's just ruined his chances of an overcut there with his with that lockup really not helping situations, I think. But here comes Hate Sing. He is indeed staying out. There we go. Hate Sing staying out. Havana Eriksson in third, now second. Celia Labriola coming in. Zach Lucas now in third. Chelsea Jaycee's managed to make his way out in front of Paisinen as well. Good result. Is he going to get caught, Paisinen, by Veilang? He isn't. So, a decent move by Paisinen and the Spin Diesel team. Brought in the Finnish veteran and got him out there ahead of Aiden Veilang with much newer tyres than he's managed. Hate Sing, meanwhile, will likely be coming in. He's losing time to Eriksson. But he was able to stay out a lap or two longer than her, which frankly will may come back into his play later on in the race as Eriksson retakes first. Look at that spectre of mechanical issues once more hovering above the McLaren car. Hate Sing, his chances are, and he's going for softs. Well, let's ride on let's ride with Hate Sing for a while, because this seems like a very bold choice. Look on the straights alone, he can't quite get the power down yet. Although Britta Pallison spun out, meanwhile, he doesn't look that slow in comparison to him. So maybe he's put this on at exactly the right time. Other cars going to those super softs as well. We'll stay with Hate Sing, and the race sprinklers are ending, so they've played that one pretty well. Especially as I think we can see on the forecast there, it looks like they'll be raining later in the race as well. So they want to get on the super softs or the ultra softs as early as possible, and utilize them through the few laps that we have before the rain sets in again. And here we go. Look at this. You can see the speed difference now compared to last lap even. Finally, the water is clearing and Hate Sing is making his way through. There we go. He's finally got the pace advantage now. And we can watch on the time gap to the side, and we'll see whether that starts dropping to the leader. There was a yellow flag in Sector 1. Not sure exactly why. Havana Eriksson sets a new fastest lap with a blistering time. Hate Sing is chasing, though. There you go. Fastest lap. Look how quick that Sector 3 was. The time is now to change, and any cars who are on intermediates, you would imagine, will begin to think about coming in and fitting some, probably ultra softs if they can get away with it. A few laps of ultra softs and then go straight back onto the intermediates. Although maybe not. Maybe they'll stay out on the dries, because it looks like only a short burst of rain later. I wonder if Eriksson's staying out. She is. I don't think that's a good idea. Is Lucas staying out? He is as well. So is Jaycee. So is Paisinen. All of these drivers and teams ignoring the inevitable as Hate Sing is taking chunks out of their lead. You can see him now chasing and catching Paisinen. Let's stay with him and we'll see whether Paisinen, who is currently stuck in the middle of a Maple Street Motorsport sandwich, look at the closing speed. Oh, and he's gone straight on. Hate Sing's made a mistake. Oh no, he was chasing so hard. He was chasing Paisinen so hard, but that little bit of residue and moisture on the track caught him out. He went straight on, and he's undone all of his good work and not really helped his tyres either. I mean, he's still notably quicker on that tyre set, but he's got to work his way back up. Georgios Kontos retires, meanwhile, with a mechanical issue. Eriksson staying out, Lucas staying out, Lucchesi staying out. I think they're going to try and take it through until that little bump of rain there. But I think Maple Street Motorsports, look at this, watch this overtake. Straight past him under the power of ERS. Huge extra power. But I think Maple Street Motorsports have played this well by splitting their strategy. McLaren have as well, as it happens. Sofia Ramirez is also on these super softs. And Hate Sing getting by Lucchesi with a bit of team orders, I think there. Havana Eriksson has a mechanical issue, as per usual. And her tyres are wearing very thin. Oh, look at this. Maybe she'll have to come in just by, just to fix that issue. We'll go back to Hate Singh. He's now only 15 seconds back from Eriksson. Look at that gap full. 13, 12, 11. He's catching her. Look at that. 7 seconds now. He's only back from Eriksson, who's been taken from Lucas, in fact. Zach Lucas. Eriksson's car again letting her down. She'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. So will Lucas. Zach Lucas now in a good position. But Hate Singh catching him at a rate of nuts. Like nobody's business. We'll expect Zach Lucas to dive into the pits here and stick on, well, maybe some tyres that can get him to the end. He's not that far away from the end of the race, after all. Hate Singh takes the lead. Chelsea Lucchesi comes into the pits. Zach Lucas fitting those super soft tyres. Let's have a look at Eriksson as she limps her way into the pit box. 2% left on those tyres. It's really not been a good couple of laps for her. Once again, this car letting her down. We'll stay with her all the way through and we'll check which tyres she puts on. And Cecilia Labriola goes against the grain and puts on the regular soft tyres, so our hardest compound. Eriksson goes on to super softs. Marty Pesman still out on those intermediates, losing time to Hate Singh, hand over fist as a result. We'll have to keep an eye out and see whether there's any... Hate Singh sets the fastest lap. He's well in control of this race. As it stands, he would take a commanding lead in the Drivers' Championship standings. Maple Street Motorsports would take a lead in the Constructors' Championship as well. Hate Singh in first, Zach Lucas second, Marty Pesnen in the pits in third. Zacharias de Toro, in fact, coming round into third place now. A fantastic race so far from de Toro, showing a maturity that so often he lacks with Vermintrain's racing. Looking quite impressive. More impressive as the season goes on, actually. They are clearly the worst team here, and have been all season, but every now and then de Toro managing to drag some real forms out of that car. Veronique Morel going into the Ultrasofts, maybe going 2 stops from the end. Hate Singh sets another fastest lap. 6 laps remaining, maybe not. Maybe Morel can take that to the end, actually. Our fastest compound. I wonder whether Hate Singh will have to stop. It looks like he is. So Maple Street Motorsports pulled a masterstroke by getting him out there. But they'll have to bring him in now because of the way that the tyres have worn. They're choosing to do that sooner rather than later so that he doesn't lose too much time and he can get out in front of de Toro at very least, if not Zach Lucas, who is presumably too close. Here we go. We'll stay with Lucas actually as he comes round the final couple of corners. And will no doubt retake the lead, although it'll be quite close. No, it won't. He's still in the pit box. In fact, hating he's getting repairs. So extra precautions. De Toro, he's still well ahead of de Toro. Shaping up to be another excellent result for Maple Street Motorsports. They're currently running in 2nd and 4th. Lucas Schweitzer for Functional Beverage Racing making his way up to 5th. Aiden Beilang, our erstwhile championship leader over time in this season, down in 6th. Havana Eriksson in a creditable enough 10th, considering her car has let her down once more. I suspect now, with Hate Singh on the Ultrasoft, it'll be a case of whether he can catch Zach Lucas in the remaining 4 laps on a softer compound. But it's no easy task to hunt down a driver of Zach Lucas's caliber. We'll follow Hate Singh around for a little bit. And in fact, we'll see you in a few laps. We bring you back in lap 24 of 25. Hate Singh is 9 seconds off Zach Lucas now. So quite a way back. Eriksson managed to make her way past Nasser and Labriola, but she's once more suffering from some mechanical issues. That McLaren car, very fast, especially over 1 lap, but cripplingly prone to mechanical issues. Hate Singh, Chelsea Lucchesi currently 2nd and 3rd, a Maple Street Motorsports double podium on once more. Zach Lucas, though, well in control this race, even as Haid Singh hunts him down a little bit. Ooh, there's some collisions further back. Morel hit Arejo Azevedo, and she will have to come in at the end of this lap, you would imagine, unless she's going to try and limp round. Yeah, it could go one of either way with that one, really. It's rough to watch, but here we go. Zach Lucas is coming around the final few turns. There's his teammate absolutely on fire and limping round himself. Lets him through. Zach Lucas comes around the final couple of corners, and here he is. A commanding performance. Britta Pallison's out of fuel meanwhile. Let's see whether anyone else manages. No. Haid Singh sets the fastest lap as he goes second. Chelsea Lucchesi coming around in third place. Another fantastic race for Maple Street Motorsports. Lukas Schweitzer in fourth. Martti Pessinen in fifth overtakes Aiden Veilang in the last couple of corners. In fifth and sixth, Ina Tarasova seventh. Havana Eriksson eighth. Cecilia Labriola ninth. And Nusrat Nasser 10th. Well, it felt like a very front-weighted amount of drama for this race. Lots of drama in the early stages, and then it settled down into a little bit of a procession. But through it all were some really interesting tactics by Maple Street Motorsports, who, for the third race in a row, have got themselves a real impressive result, getting 2 cars in the top 3. We'll see you on the other side for the full coded results. Here we are with the full results. Haid Singh, despite his drive-through, also grabs fastest lap to give him even more points, and Zach Lucas received him first. Chelsea Lucchesi in third. Another great result for Maple Street Motorsports. Havana Eriksson got demoted 2 places. I didn't even notice that for a second. Her car not only is unreliable, but also illegal. That's another crushing blow for McLaren. And here we go, the Drivers' Championship. Haid Singh, 15 points ahead of Martti Pessinen, who is in second. Zach Lucas up to third, joint third with Veronique Morel. The Teams' Championship is not close at all, frankly. It was for a little while, but it's now Maple Street Motorsports with 11 points ahead of second place, 2-stroke, 2 Furious. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next race.